Alright, we're going to open up BookReader. When you open BookReader, you're going to see a digital bookshelf. Yours is most likely empty unless you've used this app before. What we're looking for is new book in the top left corner. I'm going to select that. For our time management posters, you are always selecting one from the bottom row. For our first UCube time management poster, you can choose portrait, square, or landscape. That's totally up to you. I'm going to go with square. And then if I pull up, there we go. I'm just going to kind of keep this off to the side. On Canvas, you have access to this. It's everything we need. In the future, this will always be available for each time management poster. You just need to make sure that you're including everything you need to include. I'm going to slide this off to the side because I know what it is. On there it said we needed a 4-panel poster. So to add anything in this app, I hit the plus sign in the top right. And we're selecting panels. There are a couple choices. Everything in this row has 4 sections. So I'm going to choose one. If you don't like it, you can always hit plus panels and change it. So each one of these panels is going to be a day. We worked on this project for 3 days, so you're going to have a day 1, 2, and 3. The 4th panel is going to be information. So I'm going to hit the photo and choose from my photos. We'll say this is my day 1. And I actually like the sizing of this. You want it to show off the work you got done during class. You don't want it so tiny that you can't see it. The undo button is up here. That can be very handy. You also don't want it zoomed in so much that it looks like you got nothing done and you're trying to get away with that. So I want kind of a happy medium. The way it actually dropped in was pretty good. There we go. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to work on day 2. I'm going to put that down here. So let's find my day 2. Go with that one. And these are just student examples that I had someone share with me, so they actually don't go together. But they work for my example. Okay, so I like the way that looks. Shows off the work I got done. I'm going to add my day 3 up top. And you can choose where these go. We're going to label them in a second. And let's say here is my cube done. And I want to zoom in to show that off a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so I have my day 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to now add labels. So I'm going to hit the plus sign. And I can add a speech bubble that allows me to type in it. I can add a thought, or I can add text. I'm going to add text. You can choose from any of these formats. I think I'll go with that one. Day 1. Done. And that's going to stay up here. You have 2 options. You can add and go through the process again and do day 2, or you can select this. It's a long tap to copy and a long tap to paste. Double tap to change the number, and I find that a little bit faster. Sometimes it works better the other way. Copy. I actually didn't need to recopy that. I already had it pasted, but there's that. Change that to 3. Okay, so I have my day 1, day 2, day 3. And this extra panel down here, we are going to make our title panel. I don't know of a great way to get rid of this icon, so we're just going to hide it. So I'm going to add, you can either add in like a background photo if you have a photo of something that's not super distracting. You could also take a photo. Sometimes just taking a photo of your blank table or a binder or a folder becomes a nice background picture. You can also add in these stickers here, and I'll show you what those look like. So I might stick with my yellow theme and select this and have it just kind of hide. Those icons, You could also add in, if you hit down here where it says more, you can choose shapes. There aren't a ton of shapes, but you could also layer these up if you'd like. I'm going to stick with the sticker. I like the way that looks, but I want to add text on top. And I'm just going to do a normal text. The two things we need to include are a title, and you're going to make this up. The rule is you cannot use the title I've given the project. So my title is all about UCube. That's off limits. I'm just going to stay simple and title it Cube. And there's my title. I also need to add in, and again this is all on Canvas, the media or medium that I used. Medium is the supplies you used. Media is just the plural, so you used more than one thing. So I'm going to add text, and I used pencil. And I also used colored pencil. There we go. And you'll notice these texts are not super interesting to look at, so I'm going to edit them. When you have something selected in Book Creator and you hit the I, the lowercase I up here, that's how you edit things. You can change the size. You can change a lot of things. I'm going to look for a new font. I don't know if I like that. We'll just go with that. I kind of like it black, so I'm just going to keep it pretty simple. I do want to change this just a touch so it stands out a little bit more. Okay. I might do that. I wonder if it allows me to do bullet points. Not that I could see, but what I could do is I could add in shapes, and I could make my own bullet points, but I need it real tiny. I don't know if it's going to let me go as small as I want. I think that's the smallest it's going to go, so I'm just going to erase that. To erase something, you can do a long tap. There we go. And cut, you can also, once it's selected, hit I, delete. Either way works. So here is my poster. The next thing I need to do is screenshot. Screenshot is holding the home button and the power button and then releasing right away. And I'm going to grab that before it disappears. If it disappears, it just goes to my photos. But it's already in edit mode if I grab it from the corner. Alright, once you have your photo, so I have my screenshot, I've cropped it so it looks just like my poster. I need to share this to my drive because when we turn things in on Canvas, we are pulling from our drive. So I'm looking for the action button up top. I'm going to select a drive. Again, if you don't see drive, you need to hit more and make sure drive is turned on. So I'm selecting drive. I'm going to select my folder, but before I do that, I need to rename this. So I'm just tapping up here. I'm going to call this Cube Poster. Make sure you rename this, otherwise it's going to be very difficult to find it in your drive, and make sure you're turning the correct thing in. So it's renamed. I'm going to select my folder. My folder's in my drive. I'm going to select the folder I've made for this class. Save here and then upload. And once it's uploaded, it will close out of that for me. So the next thing to do, and I can't show you this completely because I don't have all the access that the students have. But I'm going to open up Canvas. I'm going to go to UCube Time Management, and what you guys will see up here is Submit Assignment. So I would click that, and it will open a panel down here, this kind of area, and you're going to hit the blue Google Drive. It should open up your drive if you've used it before. If you haven't, you'll have to authorize it, and then it will open up your drive. So you're going to select your art folder. Folders are at the top. Then your item, Cube Poster, and then you'll hit Submit, and then you'll have to hit Submit Assignment one more time, and it should load for you. You can always double check what you've submitted. If you look down at the bottom, yours will look different. Instead, you'll see the link that you've submitted and you can click it to preview.